Philadelphia Eagles got immensely better this offseason. We talk about, clearly one of the best drafts. I think, they went from having, 3 first-round draft picks. Usually when you see that, go from having what was it, 3, let's try that again. To go from having like 3 first-round draft picks to was it 1 or 2? I believe it was only 1. But anyway, the point is, they didn't have every first-round draft pick, but they got the right picks, and especially with their first 3. I think their first 3 picks, and guys like Jordan Davis, Cam Jurgens, and Nakobe Dean. Oh boy. I don't think it could have gone any better for the Eagles. You legitimately, you get 3 future starters. At least one. Jordan Davis is going to start right away. Cam Jurgens is going to come in probably next year. After Jason Kelsey is all done. And then finally, Nakobe Dean, I think it might take him a year to get back from that pack. But overall, they just got a lot better. So now we head into a portion where we start to think, okay, and we get into the part of the year where we predict records. Now, I do have to say, this is before a lot of the signings have gone on, so before the June 1st deadline. So usually that means a lot of other NFL teams will go ahead and make a lot of other signings. But for now, this is kind of what we're going to go through. And we're going to bring for you guys because we do feel like it's important. We do feel like it's one of those things where the Eagles are going to be one of the top teams in the NFC East, and we're going to bring you or continue to bring you our record predictions. So here we go. All right, week 1 at Detroit. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but could you have started this off any better? Detroit is don't get me wrong, they are a very good up-and-coming team, but it's going to take them a little bit to get on board here. Week 1, I feel like they're going to start on a win streak here, with a 1-game win streak to start things off. You get a big win to start things off against the Detroit Lions. This game starts at 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern Daylight Time at Ford Field. Again, I just felt like the Lions are up and coming. When you talk about Jameson Williams, when you talk about what they've done for the rest of this roster, Aiden Hutchinson falls to you at 2. The Jaguars, I don't know why every single time you have an opportunity to change the franchise and you go big. I get it to a degree, but at the same time, just come on. But overall, I think the Eagles come out and get a big time win here over the Lions, who are, like I said, up and coming and will be a threat moving forward. Week 2, Monday Night Football at home against the Minnesota Vikings at Lincoln Financial Field. I think they take an L here, but I think it's a close one. The Vikings, I felt like they really did a lot this offseason to help out. It's going to be a different culture. It's going to be a different team. And I feel like they're going to utilize the talent on the roster a whole lot better. So I'm excited for the Vikings. I feel like they've got a legitimate shot this year, but I think it's going to be a close loss. But I think overall, I think the Eagles are able to take away that they can compete with anybody in this game. Week 3 at the Washington Commanders. I had to say that one really slow because I want to say football team so bad. Week 3 at Washington at FedEx Field here, 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern Daylight Time starting time. I just have this feeling. I can't shake it. I have this feeling that Carson Wentz is just going to come out slinging for some reason and then just die off towards the end of the year. I don't know why, but I feel like that's what's going to happen. So I think that's kind of what is going to do the Eagles into week 3. And they start the season out 1-2, but I think that that kind of wakes them up a little bit because it's an in-division loss. It lets them know, hey, they control their own destiny, and then they come back week 4 against the Jacksonville Jaguars here, get a win. The Jaguars are another one of those teams that they're doing a lot of good things. I really liked what they did in the draft, specifically trading back up for a guy like Devin Lloyd. But overall, I think they've still got a long ways to go. I would still like to see maybe another number 1 wide receiver. I have questions. But anyway, week 4 at home against the Jacksonville Jaguars, Lincoln Financial Field, 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern Daylight Time starting here. That kicks off a winning streak. Then they go week 5 at the Arizona Cardinals at State Farm Stadium. This game starts at 4:25 Eastern Daylight Time. I think the Cardinals are going to be a tough team, but overall, this is the very winnable game for the Philadelphia Eagles. Week 6 versus the Dallas Cowboys. This is it, baby. This is it. This is where you set the tone. I think this is, for Lincoln Financial Field, a home game, Sunday Night Football for the division, or at least kind of a remnants like this. This game will have huge impacts and ramifications for the rest of the year, but I think they get a win at home against the Dallas Cowboys. They head into the bye week, looking at 4-2, looking for some more. It was supposed to be a rhyme, but it didn't work. But anyway, so going into the bye week, Coming out week 8, going on to play the Pittsburgh Steelers at home at Lincoln Financial Field. This game starts at 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern Daylight Time here. So, the Steelers are tough, their defense is tough. Obviously, you still have questions about Mitch Trubisky and the quarterback situation. I think from what I had seen from tweets, it was Mitch Trubisky, Mason Rudolph, and then it was Kenny Pickett, excuse me. I can't talk today. I apologize. So, haven't had my coffee yet, but overall, I don't really question that either. So, I just felt like this is going to be one of those situations where it's going to take a little bit for the Pittsburgh Steelers to get going, but once they do, it's the Steelers. They're going to start dominating again. But week 9 at the Houston Texans, another win here for the Eagles. Again, I do think this does kick off that loss to the Commanders. Really did them some well here. I do think it's gonna kick them off. Like, I just feel like it's different when you lose to somebody, but it's different when it's in division, and it has a different sting. So at NRJ Stadium here, they get a win against the Texans. Again, another promising team on Thursday. And this by the way, this game's on Thursday Night Football, 8:15 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. But another promising team, Davis Mills. They had a good draft. I really like what they're doing, but it's going to take them a little while to get going. Week 10 at home against the Washington Commanders. Baby revenge is a nice thing. And is it a dish best served cold? Yeah, Lincoln Financial Field, Monday Night Football. They get it back here, 8:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here. Get, 8 days or something like that to 11 days to come back and prepare for the Commanders. I think they definitely take it to them. Week 11 at the Indianapolis Colts here. Colts are tough. I'm sorry, but the Colts are a team that you're looking at. You're like, okay, they could legitimately win the AFC South. Like, they could. That's how good the Colts are, just from top to bottom. Now, it does depend on the quarterback situation, but we highlighted it, was it yesterday or the day before, about how Nick Foles could be the hidden gem there. So I think this game starts at 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Lucas Oil Stadium, so will be interesting, but overall I think they take an L to the Colts, but they get back on that winning way the next week on Sunday Night Football against the Green Bay Packers at Lincoln Financial Field. This game starts at 8:20 Eastern Standard Time. The Packers are tough. I just have my questions as to how much, we have seen Aaron Rodgers carry this team forever. Can he continue to do it with these young wide receivers, with these unproven wide receivers? I think he can, but I do think it's going to take a little bit to get going. And by this, I think it's just going to be a close loss on a national stage, but I think it's going to be a good game. Week 13 versus the Tennessee Titans at Lincoln Financial Field. 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time starting time here against the Tennessee Titans. I think this is a win. I'm so confused by the Titans. I don't even know what to expect, because they're a good team, but this whole Malik Willis thing and Ryan Tannehill, I just don't know. It's a weird dynamic I'm getting, and that's when you're starting quarterback and things just aren't, when it's just not clicking. I don't know. It's just never good for the team. So I think they get a win against the Tennessee Titans here. Go back week 14 at the New York Giants, get a win at MetLife Stadium. No, the Giants are tough. A loss at MetLife Stadium. The Giants will be tough. I have questions about Danny Dimes and all that, but I do think that Joe Shannon company are going to do some good things for this franchise. Week 15 by the way, this is the beginning of a three-game on the road streak, which is tough, but that's just how it goes. So yeah, I think they take a loss at the New York Giants, but they come back week 15 against the Chicago Bears. They get a win there. Chicago is tough, but I will say in terms of their defense is going to be might be a little bit underrated, but there's no weapons for Justin Fields. Velus Jones Jr. this year, great. Offensive line that has Dakota Dozier as one of your starting guards. Come on, that's not good. As a Vikings fan, I can tell you that's not good. So overall, I expect it to be kind of a tough road to hoe for a guy like Justin Fields, but hopefully they can get something together there quickly, because you can't. Just don't waste this man's career, please. Let's see here. So then week 16 at the Dallas Cowboys, I have a loss here. You've lost 2 out of your last 3, but you are still looking up. You still got back-to-back home games to finish out the season. It's at Dallas. It's for the division, so it will make things interesting there. So week 17 at the New Orleans Saints here at Lincoln Financial Field, 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time starting time. I think they win these last 2 games. That last game against the Giants is to be determined. I do believe that's because the NFL is going to decide if they want to flex some of those games up. So 2 games to start it out, to close it out here, at Lincoln Financial Field. So you got the Saints and you got the Giants. I got my questions about Jameis and everybody, Chris Olave and all them. So I do think the Eagles are in a good spot. I think they finish at least 10-7, but I think probably the best case scenario here is 12-5. So I do think the Eagles have a lot of talent. It's just a matter of, can Jalen Hurts take him that far? That's the biggest question. I think he can. I think the Eagles are going to be tough in the NFC East. But let us know what you guys think. Make sure you guys like and subscribe down below. Leave a like and a comment. It helps people find the show. Greatly appreciate all the support that we've gotten and continue to get. You guys are all truthfully awesome, and we love every single one of you. Down in the description below, you'll find all of our social media platforms, so give us a like and a follow there. Also, remember to give us a listen and sub on iTunes. And finally, if you have anything else you'd like us to cover, send us an email at thesportsbp@yahoo.com or put it in the comment section down below, and we would love to cover it. But let us know what you guys think about our 2022 Philadelphia Eagles record prediction.